Motorcyclists are a breed apart. No matter where you're from, no matter what country you're from, no matter what bike you ride, there's a camaraderie.
Motorcycling is a passion for many people. The lure of the open roads, scenic destinations and the camaraderie with other bikers are just some of the highlights for motorcyclists during the summer months. Through this programme we will focus on Andy Withers, a motorcycle enthusiast, as well as obtaining the opinions of a variety of regular bikers. First we will find out how people get involved in this exciting hobby.
A few of the lads that were at school had large gardens and had motorbikes and mopeds and things like that. So when I was about 14, I bought a moped off a lad at school and took it home, and my dad said, "You can take that back." It only cost me £8, but I was refused access to the house. Sort of 15, 16, 17, a lot of the guys that were at school were either moving towards motorbikes or scooters, because it was a sort of coming out of the sort of mods and rockers era, and I sided towards the motorbikes.
Been on bikes, I've done motocross and everything else since I was about, I don't know, 16-year-old. Road bikes, since I retired from motocross, I've gone into road bikes now.
Off the road at about 14 years old. Got on the road at 16 on the proverbial FS1E moped. Progressed up through the ranks of the two strokes. Ended up with a 404, then a CBR 1000.
Since 1972. On a 175 Honda, started out with that because you could ride them on a provisional licence back then. You could ride up to a 250. But the 250s of the day were too big for me, so I just started out on a 175. I tend to keep mine. I don't buy one because it's a fashion thing. I mean, I've had this one since 1979, and it's a 1976 machine. So she's getting on a bit, and I'm getting on a bit, so we'll get her up together.
So what drives these people to maintain this alternative hobby year after year? Is it for relaxation, the socialising at destinations, or is it the thrill of knowing it's just them and their bike?
It's the go anywhere feel when you get up in the morning and knowing that the traffic won't really bear too much on what you're doing and where you're going.
It's freedom, innit? Just empty your brain and take it out and hang it on the doorstep, you know?
You've got the thrills of the speed and the going around the bends, but it just takes your mind off everything. I found, like, when you go out on the bike and running, if you ever get worried about anything, just get on the bike and go. And by the time you've got to where you're going, you've just forgot all about it.
More closer to home, the popular destination for bikers is the North Yorkshire market town of Helmsley. The road between Helmsley and Stokesley is a regular route for a lot of bikers and has been dubbed the Yorkshire TT. Helmsley Square is a popular meeting place where bikers are able to converse and share stories. This social aspect of biking is what makes the hobby so unique.
Well, if you're on a bike and you get off a bike, you can go and talk to anybody else on a bike. It's not the sort of done thing with the car, because most of the people who have the bikes have had them for years, and they'll have had some of the ones that you've had.
Like anywhere what's got a market square, motorcyclists can congregate, and as you might have looked from going round, you've got the old classic motorcycles, you've got the latest spanking new sports bikes, you've got the big super duper tourers. Motorcyclists are a breed apart. No matter where you're from, no matter what country you're from, no matter what bike you ride, there's a camaraderie.
You just get like a load of bikers having a bit of camaraderie, and that's just exactly what it is. I mean, sometimes you can come here and day after day, month after month, and sometimes not even see the same people. They come from York, they come from Whitby, they come from all over the place. And all it is, it's just like a focal point. Some will go on from here and out to Whitby and the Scarborough runs, and some will just go back Middlesbrough way or back up to York. And it's just a pleasant day out.
Whilst making this programme, It became obvious that bikers feel they have a bad and unfair reputation amongst the general public.
Now, motorcyclists these days, they're not kids, they're mature adults. I think the youngest one of our group's about 40, oldest certainly over 60. So motorcyclists have got a bad image, but it's an image which is portrayed on television and in film. I mean, Jesus Christ, they still think we're all Peter Fonda. Easy Rider. You know, we're going to go wreck a village, or Marlon Brando in The Wild One. They don't look at it now and think, well, hang on, this guy's got a £20,000 motorcycle. He ain't a yob. He's probably a solicitor. I mean, in this group today, we've got gas certification engineers, we've got a barrister, we've got a solicitor, we've got a prison officer, we've got 2 policemen. Obviously, I'm a sales exec, and it goes on. You know, these aren't people who's going to rape your wife and assault your children. These are people who generally in normal day life are helping you.
We've got a 16 grand bike here that costs more than your average family motor car, and we'll go to a posh hotel with expensive gear on that costs a few £100, and you go in and they'll say, sorry, we don't do motorcyclists. I mean, they look at us and they think, crumbs, you're a bit old to be on a motorbike, aren't you? You know, but you're only here once, and if it's something that you want to do, you've got to do it.
Right, so. 17 to 65.
Despite the possible dangers from motorcycling, for the people who take part in it, their passion remains undeterred. The social aspect of the hobby and the camaraderie amongst bikers is there for all to see, and is helping maintain this exciting culture.